The customer told me the manager would fire me for this mistake. I am the owner. You just cost me $400 and I'm making sure you lose your job today. The woman slammed her receipt on the counter so hard my coffee cup rattled. I'd been processing inventory in the back office when I heard shouting from the electronics department and came out to help. Saturday afternoons at Campbell Electronics were always busy, but this was different. The woman's face was red, and she was attracting a crowd of at least 15 people, all of them holding their shopping baskets and watching the drama unfold like it was street theater. I picked up the receipt and scanned it quickly. She'd bought a high-end camera 2 weeks ago during our spring sale, one of our Nikon DSLRs that retailed for $800, but we'd marked down to $400 to move old inventory before the new models arrived. The serial number matched our system, and everything looked legitimate on paper. Ma'am, I can definitely help you with whatever the issue is. Can you tell me what happened with the camera? My assistant manager Kyle hovered nearby, looking nervous, his hand actually shaking slightly as he held a clipboard. He'd only been with us 3 months after transferring from a big box retailer where he said management threw employees under the bus at the first sign of customer complaint. This was clearly beyond anything his previous training had prepared him for, and I could see him calculating whether to intervene or run for cover. What happened is, your incompetent staff sold me a defective camera, and now you're refusing to honor your return policy. She pulled out her phone and started recording me, the red recording light visible on her screen. I'm documenting this entire interaction so when I report you to corporate, they'll see exactly how terrible you people are. I want names, I want badge numbers, I want everything on record. I kept my expression neutral, even though I knew there was no corporate to report to. I'd bought this store from a regional chain 5 years ago and operated it independently, but most customers still assumed we were part of some larger organization. That misconception usually worked in my favor because it meant people treated us with the same expectations they had for big retailers. But occasionally it created situations like this where someone expected a corporate hierarchy that didn't exist. I'm sorry you're having trouble with the camera. Our return policy is 30 days with receipt, and you're well within that window. Let's see what we can do to resolve this. I kept my voice level and professional, using the tone I'd developed over 15 years of retail work before scraping together enough money to buy this place. The tone that said I was taking you seriously without actually committing to anything specific. She shoved the camera box at me hard enough that I had to catch it to prevent it from falling. I set it on the counter carefully and opened it, immediately noticing the packaging was wrong. The foam inserts were backwards, and the lens cap was missing entirely. The camera itself had visible scratches on the lens housing, and the body showed signs of impact damage along one corner, where the metal had actually dented inward. There was sand in the battery compartment, not just a few grains, but actual accumulation that suggested prolonged exposure. The memory card slot had water staining around the edges. Ma'am, this camera has been used extensively and appears to have been damaged. Can you tell me what happened to it? I turned the camera so she could see the damage I was pointing out, the dent and the sand and the water stains. Several people in the crowd leaned in to look, and I heard someone whisper that the camera was definitely trashed. Nothing happened. It was defective when I bought it. Her voice got louder and more customers were stopping to watch now, abandoning their shopping to witness whatever was going to happen next. The crowd had grown to maybe 25 people, forming a semicircle around the customer service counter. I took it on one trip to the beach and it stopped working. That's clearly a manufacturing defect and you need to give me a full refund immediately.